Have you ever felt squeezed at Sprouts? Have you ever clocked in and felt like you're not being given enough hours to do too much work, and both you and your department manager know it? You're being given the tasks of more than one person because your store is more poorly staffed than usual, and you're getting fewer hours to do all of that work in the first place. This growing pressure from management is what we call the squeeze, and Sprouties across the country are feeling it. It's what happens when store managers try to maintain sales with less overhead. So why does Sprouts management feel the need to squeeze their workers so much? It's because management at Sprouts feels that squeeze too. The rapid growth model that has allowed Sprouts to double in footprint in the past decade is one that demands higher sales numbers for more stores, and continued expansion at such a dramatic rate demands as much productivity as possible. This is the corporate strategy that Sprouts has adopted as a publicly traded company, and there's more to it. To keep its stock prices as high as possible during this period, this company has invested nearly $1 billion in stock buybacks, a cost that they've pulled out loads of debt to pay for over time. Pressure from shareholders for the company to remain profitable has led Sprouts to recruit corporate retail executives, including former Walmart leadership who get very handsome compensation packages. The squeeze starts here, with this big picture profit motive where Sprouts executives focus more on stock evaluation than on its workers. And pressure builds from corporate down to regional managers and then to core 4 store managers, leaving department managers and then the rest of the store staff at the very bottom. So what does the squeeze do to workers? If you work at Sprouts, you probably already know. Corporate's desire to keep existing stores profitable while opening 30 new stores every year demands greater efficiency, which really just means cutting labor costs. So store management in turn decreases the hours that department managers can distribute for their staff, while expected productivity either stays the same or increases. The result is a work culture that is forcing out some of its most experienced, hardest working employees in favor of an expendable workforce with lower and lower retention rates. In other words, workers stay just long enough to be worked to the bone until they either quit or are phased out by shrinking weekly hours. But how can we stop the squeeze? If this cycle begins at the top with the executive board and their shareholders, that's where it stops too. Despite this problematic corporate structure, Sprouts workers are the company's most valuable asset. We are responsible for the store's sales excelling throughout the duration of the pandemic. We ran the poorly staffed deli counters, produce sections, and registers in our stores while our hours got cut and our wages stagnated, not just during this crisis but for years. But now, it's time to bring Sprouts back to its roots. With our combined strength, we can return to the top and apply our own pressure. We're making a unified and collective call for safer stores, fair and consistent hours, wages that grow as we do, and benefits that allow Sprouties to flourish as much as the company does. Because if you're getting squeezed, squeeze back, together.